I still have nightmares about that phone call from my colleague, Dr. Rachel Kim, who'd been studying remote Pacific islands for years. She whispered something that chilled me to the bone. "We've found a place where time seems to be moving backwards." I didn't realize until that moment just how much we'd all been sleepwalking through our research on these enigmatic islands. The islands had always fascinated us. Their unique ecosystems, isolated cultures, and eerie landscapes. We'd uncovered some peculiar patterns, like the way islanders would occasionally report seeing ghostly apparitions in the forest, or finding ancient artifacts buried deep within the earth. But Dr. Kim's revelation was something entirely different. She discovered a series of islands where the local flora and fauna were somehow aging at an accelerated rate. As I delved deeper into her research, I realized that we'd been overlooking one critical detail: the islanders' calendars. For as long as anyone could remember, they'd been keeping their own peculiar record of time, with each passing day marked by a series of intricate carvings on ancient wooden pillars. But here's what nobody told you. These calendars weren't just decorative, they contained a hidden code that, when deciphered, revealed the island's secrets. But there was something even more unsettling than the fact that time itself seemed to be reversing. It was the silence surrounding it all. The islanders wouldn't speak about it openly, and when pressed, would become evasive or even hostile. It was as if they were hiding a truth so profound that it threatened their very way of life. And then there was the mystery of the so-called island keepers, an enigmatic group of individuals who seemed to possess an otherworldly understanding of the island's rhythms and patterns. They'd appear on the periphery, watching with an unnerving intensity as outsiders like us scrambled to comprehend what was happening. I knew I had to find out more about these island keepers, so I set out to track them down. It took weeks of navigating treacherous terrain and deciphering cryptic clues, but finally, I stumbled upon a hidden settlement deep in the heart of one of the islands, and that's when things got really weird. As I watched from a distance, I saw the island keepers gathering around an ancient stone pedestal, their faces aglow with an ethereal light. They began to chant and dance, their movements so perfectly synchronized it was as if they were all connected by an invisible thread. It was then that I realized the island keepers weren't just guardians of knowledge. They were vessels for a power that transcended human comprehension. But here's what broke me. When I finally managed to approach one of them, he simply smiled and handed me a small, intricately carved wooden box. The box contained a single photograph, its surface etched with the same patterns found on the islanders' calendars. And as I looked closer, I saw that it depicted an event, one that had taken place decades before we even arrived on those islands. I still don't know what that power is or where it comes from, but I do know this. Our presence on those remote Pacific islands has been a mere whisper in the grand symphony of time. We thought we were uncovering secrets. Instead, we've been dancing to the tune set by others, ones who possess an understanding so profound, so alien to us, that it threatens to shatter the very foundations of our reality. And as I sit here, reflecting on that experience, I'm left with one haunting question. What lies beyond the veil of time itself? As I pondered that enigmatic photograph and its cryptic message, a name kept echoing in my mind: Dr. Sophia Patel, a renowned linguist who had spent years studying the islanders' unique language. She had always been fascinated by their seemingly effortless ability to weave tales of ancient knowledge into intricate patterns on their calendars. I remembered her parting words before we left the islands. "You'll find more than just stories hidden within those etchings, but a doorway to understanding what truly lies beyond." I dug through my notes and unearthed an old interview with Dr. Patel, where she spoke of her research into the islanders' use of ancient astronomy. She claimed that their calendars were not merely decorative tools, but actual maps of the cosmos, aligned with celestial events that occurred eons ago. I recalled a particular passage where she mentioned a specific astronomical event, the Great Conjunction, which had supposedly marked the beginning of a new era in human understanding. According to Dr. Patel's research, this Great Conjunction was said to have taken place on a remote island, now long abandoned and shrouded in mystery. The locals referred to it as the Island of the Ancients, where an ancient civilization had left behind remnants of their advanced knowledge, remnants that would challenge our very understanding of human progress. As I delved deeper into my notes, I stumbled upon a cryptic reference to an expedition led by a certain Captain James Wellesley, who in the early 19th century set out to explore the island of the ancients. The entry hinted at the existence of an ancient structure hidden within the island's dense jungle, a structure that seemed to defy all logical explanation. My mind racing with possibilities, I couldn't help but wonder if this Captain Wellesley and his expedition had stumbled upon something far more profound than just an ancient relic. Perhaps they had encountered evidence of an advanced civilization that had mastered the art of harnessing the very fabric of time itself. The more I pieced together the fragments of Dr. Patel's research and the cryptic notes from Captain Wellesley's expedition, the more it became clear that our presence on those remote Pacific islands was only a small part of a much larger tapestry, one woven by an ancient civilization with secrets so profound they seemed almost impossible to comprehend. As I sat amidst the shadows of my office, surrounded by stacks of dusty books and fading photographs, I couldn't help but feel a creeping sense of unease. What if Dr. Patel was right? What if we had been dancing to the tune set by others all along, unaware that our very understanding of time itself was built upon shaky ground? The question still echoed in my mind like a mantra: what lies beyond the veil of time itself? But as I looked around at the faint outlines of etchings on the walls, the eerie silence of the room seemed to whisper back an answer: "You're not who you think you are." I pushed my chair back and stood up, the creaking of the old wooden legs echoing through the stillness as I made my way to a nearby shelf lined with ancient texts bound in worn leather. Dr. Patel's words had sparked a fire within me, and now I felt compelled to uncover more of these long-buried secrets. As I ran my fingers over the spines of the books, a particular title caught my eye: The Antediluvian Cosmography. The author's name was unknown, but the dates scribbled on the cover seemed to suggest it was penned in an era when the world was still shrouded in mystery. I carefully pulled out the book and blew off the thick layer of dust that had accumulated over time. The yellowed pages crackled as I opened them, revealing intricate drawings and cryptic symbols etched into the margins. The text itself was written in a language I couldn't quite decipher, but one phrase stood out like a beacon: "The hour of the seventh sun approaches." I felt a shiver run down my spine as I realized that this phrase seemed to match the strange astronomical patterns we had observed on some of these remote islands. As I delved deeper into the book, the more I began to grasp the sheer scope of what Dr. Patel had proposed: an ancient civilization with a profound understanding of celestial mechanics and temporal manipulation. The idea was mind-boggling, but it also left me with one pressing question: if they had mastered such powers, where did that leave us in the grand tapestry of time? The more I pored over the texts, the more I became convinced that Dr. Patel's theory was onto something. But the further I dug, the more questions I had. For instance, why did these ancient islanders seem to be obsessed with a specific date, the seventh sun, as they called it? And what exactly did they mean by temporal manipulation? Was this some sort of ancient calendar system, or was there something far more sinister at play? The islands themselves seemed to hold secrets, but it was clear that I had only scratched the surface. As I trekked through the dense jungle, my guide, a local islander named Kai, led me to a clearing where a group of ancient stone structures stood in eerie silence. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, and I could feel the weight of centuries bearing down upon us. According to Dr. Patel's research, these structures were aligned with a specific date known as the seventh sun, which seemed to be tied to some sort of celestial event or ritual. Kai began to explain that his ancestors had indeed believed in a concept called time travel, but not in the way I had initially thought. They didn't mean moving through time in the classical sense, but rather manipulating the fabric of reality itself, bending the boundaries between past, present, and future. This was where things got really weird. They claimed to have done this through a combination of astronomical observations and what appeared to be some sort of advanced technology. I pressed Kai for more information about the technology, but he simply shook his head and whispered, "The stories say it's hidden deep within the island's core. Some say you can still hear its whispers in the wind." I wasn't sure what to make of this, but I knew I had to see these ancient structures up close. We spent hours exploring the site, documenting every inch, every symbol etched into the stones, and it was there that we stumbled upon a series of cryptic murals depicting strange creatures and events that seemed to defy explanation. The most striking image showed what looked like an enormous stone door, adorned with intricate carvings, with a dark vortex swirling behind it. Kai pointed to this image and spoke in hushed tones about the gateway, which he claimed was said to lead to other worlds or dimensions, the ultimate proof of temporal manipulation. I couldn't help but wonder what lay beyond that doorway. As we delved deeper into the murals, we began to notice a recurring theme, an obsession with the number 13. Every creature, every event, and even the door itself seemed to be linked to this mysterious figure. It was as if the artists were trying to convey some sort of esoteric knowledge that only made sense in multiples of 13. I remembered a local legend about an ancient cult that worshipped this same number, but dismissed it as mere myth. Now, I wasn't so sure. The more we uncovered, the more questions swirled in my mind. What did these people know about the universe that we don't? And what secrets lay hidden behind those enigmatic stone carvings?